Wabbata walama. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shalom alaikum. To all my beautiful, beautiful people, my beautiful nation. On this blessed day of Wabbata, Shabbat, excuse me, seventh day that our Abba finalized his creation and took his rest and gave it to us in our law, statutes, commandments as a day of rest for forever. It's our holiday, our holy day, excuse me, that we get every week. Yeah, I just woke up, and to all my brothers who enjoy a cup of this stuff, I recommend that you wake up early, get up before your wife or wives wake up, before the children wake up, before the world wakes up. Wake up. Make prayer to Abba and sit down. Enjoy yourself a cup of coffee. Now, some may be wondering, Khalifa, how are you drinking coffee on Wabbata, on the Shabbat? How are you doing this? Well, that's what this video is about. Nothing major, nothing big, Just wanted to share some time with my people. So for those who enjoy the coffee, enjoy the bean, you can't use a coffee maker to do this because it just won't get the job done. What you do is, this gotta be the last thing you do on preparation days. The last thing you do on preparation day is make this coffee. And you don't use a coffee maker. I don't even own a coffee maker. What you do is you put it in a pot. Okay? Put it in a pot. And am I skipping something? Yeah, here's something I should tell you first. You're gonna need one of these. You see, this is old school. That's the Stanley thermos since 1913. And this piece will keep your coffee hot. See, look at the size of that. That's like 6 cups of coffee. They come in different sizes. That's actually the medium size. Because here's another size that they make. I think that's about 4 cups. Then, they make stuff like this too, Stanley's a good brand, and it keeps your stuff hot. But you have to put it in there hot. So sometimes what you might want to do is start 20, 30 minutes before Wabbata comes in before Shabbat starts, and heat yourself 2 pots, 1 small pot for hot water, all right? And that will go in the thermos and charge it, get it hot. Then what you do is at the same time, you have the coffee going. Now, for those of you who have never made coffee in a pot, coffee is volatile, all right? If you're not watching it and paying attention, it will boil right up and over the edges of the pot, So you want to watch that. but it's important that it gets hot. They say there's 3 key components that go into a good cup of coffee. The first one is the quality of the bean, because coffee comes from beans. And when we say quality, we mean 2 things. The first thing is, where is the bean grown? Where's the coffee from? And the second is freshness. So if you buy your coffee pre-ground, you're going to lose some of that element of freshness. I like to buy whole bean and grind it, even though I do use pre-ground sometimes because it's just more convenient. I got a little grinder, I'll grind some up, it's no big deal. But aside from the quality of the coffee, you have the quality of the water. Is it from, a spring, distilled, purified, tap? The quality of the water plays an effect into the goodness of the coffee, the flavor of the coffee. All right, so the third is how hot you get the water with the coffee in it. Because the hotter the water, the more of the flavor in the bean it'll pull out. So once you get that pot on the stove and you got it going real good, keep an eye on that. You want to keep an eye on that because it will boil over, like I said, right over the top. And that's a mess. You don't want to make a mess right before right before Shabbat begins. So crank it up, watch it. At some point, crank it down a little bit so that it doesn't jump all up over the edges. Too much excitement. It's not a good thing. And but keep it hot. And at some point, you'll be able to turn it back up a little bit to put more heat in it, because it's really only that volatile, like I said, when you're first getting it up to temperature. Excuse me, this is how it is when I first wake up. So after that, make sure you have your thermoses, everything right over here on the side and ready. And don't bother to strain it once it's done. Once it's been on there a few minutes, you got a good boil going, it's good and hot. Like you feel like it's going to take all the heat that it can take. Then, don't bother to strain it unless you have a French press. There's several like a Bodum or a Mr. Coffee. If you want a French press, I have a Bodum. I got that piece at Goodwill, for $2-3. Works beautifully. So other than that, you don't really have to worry about it, because after the coffee grind's been boiling and stuff, the coffee grinds will all settle to the bottom of the pot. And this is a couple of minutes after you've been boiling, not right away, but a few minutes after you've been boiling it, the coffee grinds will settle to the bottom of the pot, and you can just pour off the top and just keep an eye on the grinds so that they're not, going into your coffee. But have your thermos in the sink, have it ready. And then as soon as that piece is at that point, like I said, where you think it's going to get as hot and is holding as much heat as it's going to take, pour it into that thermos right away. Cap it off, and it'll vacuum seal all that heat in the thermos. Now, if you were charging your thermos, which means you're putting the hot water in beforehand to heat it up, pour that out first before you pour your coffee in. Because, you know, after going through all this kind of work and trouble, last thing you want to do is hurt the coffee. Mm. And that's how your brother Khalifa is drinking a hot cup first thing at sunup. Actually, before sunup. Sunup's now, yeah. But just wanted to do a small video, share with my peoples. So maybe, you know, y'all willing, I'll do another video later, because I do have some more serious things I'd like to talk to my peoples about. But for now, I hope you get to enjoy a good cup. Wabbata walama. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, shalom alaikum.